talk during the intro, but he did. Oh man, I got the buzzies in the ear. Maybe it'll go away. I got some UFO interference. I'm not muted. There's the big news. The big news today is I'm not muted. I've been, oh my God, I've been remodeling. I've been reorganizing. I've been remodeling. I'm not done. I don't even have my key light. It's called a key light. Did you know that? You got your gate, you got your key master, and your gatekeeper. Okay? And there's a key light. No one's told me about the gate light yet. Kind of reminds me of when I was 13 and I was wandering around going, look, guys, I get the whole having a penis thing. Let's talk about the gatekeeper. Show me the way. And then Hollywood came out with Last American Virgin. It was a really moving drama. There's a flamingo, guy delivering pizza in his station wagon. Coming of age story in more ways than one, hence the title, right? And here we are talking about Immaculate Conception. Immaculate Constellation. See what I did there? See what I did? I don't think you can say immaculate without thinking about Mother Mary, which is why I think this is happening. I'm not muted, right? Zool. Yes, hail Zool. Hail Zool. That's right. Jimmy looking smooth. Thank you, Frank. You're looking kind of prickly. I'm just being honest. Your icon kind of looks kind of prickly. I mean, up close, it could be nice and furry. I don't know. What in the professional looking studio? Yeah, it actually, I didn't know it was going to come out this way. I've had this monitor here in the background for a year. Since 5.5, it's been on the wall, and I haven't been able to use it because, quite frankly, there's just a lot of setup, and I wanted it to look like a window. Like, I wanted it to look like what do I mean? I wanted to build a window into the ethereal realm, and so I did that finally. I used pixels. That's my main method of communication. And so that's what's going on. Welcome to James True Live. It's great to see you guys. I have not been in my captain's chair. I've been building the captain's chair. Guys, I used a shop vac. Like, I just got through vacuuming. Like, that's where this is going. I've primed things, then I've painted them. I painted part of the set here right before the hurricane. It was outside and it was drying in the pre-dawn hurricane winds. And during the hurricane, that set stayed outside the whole time. Rugged abuse. I neglected it emotionally, physically, financially. As a set painter, I'm ashamed of myself. And just so many things have just been a mess, and it's time to clean them up, right? We're going into a new, wow, this is cool. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah, appreciate it. And so I've been busy as crap. I've been kind of busy as crap. I've been inventing these guys. This is hello. Hey yo there. You there. I am the Inner King. I am El Rey, the Inner King. This is actually a prototype. This is not actually the final product. This is a prototype. But you can go to the store and see some of those things. We've also offered. You guys may not be into this. It's cool. I want you to know this is the airship. You like to ride the airship. We go on adventures together. I just happen to have built a gift shop the last few days. That's all. And some of you guys are like, well, you've lost your touch, man, because what are you selling? what are you selling? Resin cookies? Is that what you're doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm selling resin cookies. They're hand baked here in James Chew Lab. You know that I wrote a book called Spell Six Dragons. It's about me building 6 dragons across Mesoamerica. Most of them made out of bamboo. A few of them were made out of flowers. One of them was made out of leaves. I had to, one was made out of canvas. But these 6 dragons were part of my art. I freaking love making art, man. If I could have like followed my bliss, I would have kept making festival art. There's not like a they. I mean, there's Big Festival. There's Big Festival. And I think that I never messed up. I always was rehired. I just couldn't afford. If you want to be an artist in the festival world, you have to, man, you got to do some things. You're going to have to go into a tent somewhere. And there's this chick, her name's going to be Sarah. And she's going to feel like she's the only one who belongs in the fucking tent. And when she sees you, she's going to be like, oh my God. And she's going to pretend like she fucking likes you. And if you want to keep making art in the festival, you are going to have to hit that energetically. I mean, you're going to have to like conglomerate with that and vibe with that. And over time, you meet a lot of people on festival that do a lot of fucked up drugs. Ketamine, you got fucking human cats like using Excel. They're like Google spreadsheets. They're like, yeah, I can log into Google spreadsheets and I do ketamine. What's the big deal, right? That's where we are. Hey, if you want to do ketamine, I'm not here to, you know what? I am here to judge you. I'm here to, why are you doing fucking ketamine? Why do you need to do that? Everyone I've met who's been like, oh, I need a cat tranquilizer, with the exception of cats. I've met a few cats that needed ketamine. With the exception of the cats that I met, there's been one cat that was faking, probably. I'm thinking about it. Cats are so freaking hard to read. This cat could have been faking. I don't know. But let's not get distracted by the cat thing. Those fuckers are smart. Every human that I've seen did it. They didn't need to like tranquilize their inner feline. That's not what happened. This is empty. I shouldn't show it to you empty. Welcome to James Chew Live. Ketamine is overrated. Thank you, Ace. Ketamine is overrated. I've never done it, but I've tried to run a business with someone that did. I'll put it that way. That guy ended up doing some things. We've added the Library of Prometheus. Look at thank you, cameraman. We've got a new AI camera guy going on. And this is as many episodes as I can cram onto a thumb dick. Is he still? I just said thumb dick. Oh, onto a thumb stick. I was trying to. Anyway, right? Yes, I'm still talking about the gift shop. I am. I'm still showing you the gift shop because the gift shop, it's caused. I got a freaking portal. I got a portal. In fact, I got my bird cam back up. You guys may remember the old show. We had the James Chew bird cam. Do you guys notice that the trees are gone? Did you guys notice that? If you've seen my old shows, you may remember that there used to be a giant twin oak right there in the middle of the camera. Right there. And that thing's gone. That thing's gone. So we got the cam going. That's good, right? James has been busy, and then we still got the old-fashioned, presentation. It's abundantly clear. Our only course of action is to spend more money, and then you got me, and I don't have a beard. It's fucking tragic. I know some of you are like, James doesn't have a beard, and I'm okay. So you can get this in the store. I cannot put my books. Ophiuchus, I feel you. First of all, thanks for the super chat. Very nice of you. Good to see you. James, sorry for the interrupt. You're not interrupting. Okay, you're interrupting. Yeah, let's frame it like that. Ophiuchus gave me a super chat, and I'm supposed to feel like, oh, dude, he's interrupting me. What are you doing? Funding us? What are you doing? What are you putting money in my guitar case? I'm gonna stop playing. All right. Look, guys, what's the point? What kind of world are we living in when you can't open a guitar case and like play, and people start like throwing? What am I, a money receptacle to you, Ophiuchus? Am I? Oh, the buzzing's back. We're gonna figure it out. I've been trying to hook up so many things, and it's probably starting to bite me in the ass. But I hear some. I'm not sure. Anyway, but let's get back to super chat. James, sorry for the interrupt, but is there? See, so we said but, so we already kind of rejected that. I'm good. We're on the same page. Is there a way to get your books as EPUB or any other digital format, as Amazon won't deliver them to Switzerland? So the Kindle. Does this help? The Kindle is a way you can do that. I used to put the books on, how do I say this without saying this? If you go on Reddit, you can find, am I saying this? Yeah, I should say this. If you go on Reddit, you can find a PDF of my book, Blueprints of Mind Control. And so, it's so tricky. First of all, I'd be breaking my agreement. I have an agreement with Audible where they kind of sort of own that, so I can't give you the voiceover. The voiceover. Chapter 9. And in walked Ranger, coming out of the cold. He was a bat ranger and he knew his way, but no one else could understand his deeper inner echoes. Yes, the past was haunting him as echoes often do, in the caverns of which all what is seen is hidden. There he remained, pooping on the ground, creating a litany of riches to come in 5,000, 10,000 years from now as someone comes to scrape the guano from the cave. What lessons require the bat to secrete such valuable booty? Aye, here I am, scraping the guano across the ground, and I hear footsteps, but they are not feet. No, they are the hoofs of a stag. An ancient stag, over 1,000 years old. You can see it in his eyes. They crackle gray. The smell of his... Well, anyway. So yeah, you could get it on Audible. I don't know what book that was. I just fucking channeled, but it sounded like a good one. I was kind of enjoying it, but then I was going to tell you, man, guys, this is not a lot of you get to experience this. So when I was doing the Genesis Wildlife thing, this rescue center, and we had a blind elk. And this elk lived in a habitat. And it was like it was really amazing to be that close to something that, when you use the word ferocious, because you don't think of these creatures as ferocious until you're sitting right next to them. And they feel intimidated because they don't know who you are yet. They don't see you. This creature is smelling my taint, you know? It's like analyzing every signal it can through the olfactory truth of who I am. And it had a full rack on, very sharp, or at least I remember being, holy fuck, that that's a sharp rack. And it came up to me because it smelled me. I'd entered into the habitat with the host. This was on a separate property, and the host, this was her personal habitat. Anyway, so I walk in, and this elk charges up to this smell. I'm a fucking male, right? It comes up to me, and it gets, oh God, it gets so close. And I'm secreting all the electrical signals that will be necessary for me to secrete. I'm neither brave, nor am I timid, nor am I shy, nor am I courageous. I'm simply secreting the honesty of how I feel, which is holy fuck, like that. It was reverence, right? It was secreting reverence out of my pores. The hairs on your body come out of the pores. I mentioned this only once, but I really want you to remember that the hairs on your skin are simply pores that have a keratin antenna stuck into it, but they're both doing the same thing. If you cut the hairs off your skin, yes, you are losing an antenna, but you're losing the length of that antenna. However, all the pores around that antenna are actually now able to collect more. So you could look at the lack of hair. I'm being very general here, but you could look at the lack of hair as the parabola, the peripheral kind of listening to smell through the pores. And women, the tetraclites, let's call them that, just making up this word, the tetraclites. The tetraclites is a word that James is using to specify someone who has the ability to sense 4 different levels of visual stimuli in the retina. So in addition to red cones and blue cones and green cones, there is an electrical cone that can be detected, and the tetracletes are the species that has this. This is all real, by the way, except for tetracletes. I made up that word. But man, when you were playing soccer as a kid, imagine if you were like, hey dude, you're getting a new pair of tetracletes. You'd be like, holy fuck. Hey, they should have shin guards with foam spikes. You know what I mean? Like battle spikes on the shin guards. Come on. Deflect the ball. Okay, fine. Did you guys hit thumbs up? Have you tried to have you thought about that? Maybe? Have you? So anyway, digital format to Amazon. I don't know if that's going to help you, Ophia, because I don't know if it is or not. Elizabeth, I got your package. It's amazing. Yes. Thank you. It took me till yesterday to get the package. Guys, we're recovering from a hurricane. There is refuse on my street that's taller than me. When I walk out, that's how much is there. And you kind of squiggle. You squiggle. The term here is actually squaggle, but you squaggle through I'll use squiggle so everyone can understand me. You squiggle through the refuse piles to get in and out, and the road closes a lot. I sat there it was 11 minutes. In my head, I said it was an hour, and then I was like, why don't you time yourself so you can get out of this victimhood fantasy, right? We've talked about victimhood here before, right? I've discussed with you that if you're suffering for 11 minutes, you're not really suffering. You're just sitting in your car. But you're like, man, the post office is going to close at 4:15, and it's 3:58. How is this going to happen? It's that kind of stuff. Anyway, so there was some drama. I made it there 2 minutes to spare. 2 minutes. And the lady at the post office, I didn't even have to say anything. She's like, I smell you. I know who you are. You're James True. P.O. Box 403. I got a package from you, from Elizabeth. So I got that. Yes, it's wonderful. Thank you very much. I look forward to uh getting kind of back into the groove. But like I've been saying, I've really this has been the groove. This is what's required right now. And um, yeah. So I told you guys about the time I saw the triangle ship. Right? I was in maybe 23 or so, uh, sitting outside on the porch, and I looked up, and it was very nonchalant. If either maybe it was already there. It looked very large, but not like huge. It looked, it's hard to tell distance wise, right? I think it was exactly the size of what felt comfortable for me to see it. And when I saw it, I was moved. And I was moved the exact same way I was moved during my dolphin encounter. Some of you may know that I'm a dolphin lawyer. I've been litigating for the defense of dolphins that have been wrongly accused of rape in sanctuaries. A lot of, I'm just going to say it, a lot of bitter housewives, a lot of crippled Karens who have their angst come to these dolphin sanctuaries and want to create a fantasy where they are fondled by a dolphin. And they do. And they take advantage of the fact that a dolphin's not able to communicate in the same language, that the clicks are not able to be to teletyped by the lady. She gets very upset when the dolphin takes a stand. And so I've been doing a lot of ad hoc legal work on behalf of these creatures. So I need you to know there's a lot of bias. I have a lot of bias here that you need to look out for. I think this is a real problem, and I will continue to offer my services until justice is is done. I regret that I forgot what I was going to say about the dolphins before. Oh yeah, the dolphin encounter. Thank you very much. So, with all that aside, that's a little bit of comedy right there. You could call that if you thought that's funny. I'm not actually a dolphin lawyer, but I would be if I could. I've done some paralegal work. I just don't have a license, and but people in the ocean don't fucking care. They're like, "Are you accredited?" No one in the ocean has ever fucking asked me if I was accredited. It's never fucking happened. And I've met some manta rays that are like, "Hey man, you got your shit together?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then you're like waiting for them to say, "Are you accredited?" And you're like, "Oh god." And it never comes. They never ask. This is a good system. They can smell if you're accredited. This is what it is. What is he talking about? I have no idea, but let me just tell you this. When I was young, I don't think I had pubes. No, I was probably around 10, I guess. I was in Tampa, Florida, swimming in the ocean, and I got buzzed by a dolphin. The dolphin, it was very murky water. I remember not being able to see very clear at all. Maybe 10, 15 feet in front of me was the absolute max you could see. You could not see the bottom. And it's just like when you say, before you actually touch the thing to your mouth, the brownie or the piece of shepherd's pie. Oh God, this lady was talking about shepherd's pie today. And I'm just like, you're just bragging. You're just like walking around town. Oh yeah, I made shepherd's pie. Now I'll have a lot of leftovers. And I'm just like, you bitch. You bitch. Who made you? Why? I'm just kidding. I didn't call her that. I just thought it was funny though. Cause it felt like she was kind of showing off. Cause I'm just like, damn, that's pretty amazing. But, I bought paprika yesterday and I could not open the fucking thing. It was like welded shut plastic wise. And I take a knife like a fucking caveman and I'm like hacking into the side because I was like, hey, I want to see what this paprika thing's all about. And then I find out as I'm hacking it that this is smoked paprika, and I don't think that's the same thing. And then second of all, I get all those plastic bits inside the paprika because when I finally get the fucking package open, there's just a giant fucking pile of paprika in the sink. So I call in the paprika police. I scoop up what I can, and then the whole time I'm like, this is smoked paprika. And then I was just like, why? Where's that lady that said she had shepherd's pie? Like what? What? This dolphin encounter was very moving for me spiritually. As I said, I've had certain spiritual events. I don't think it's special. I just know that certain things spiritually that you can say have happened to you. And this dolphin was one of those because what was happening was I think I was just like, oh my God, I'm a kid. I'm in the water and I'm swimming and I'm just sort of waiting. It's like, I don't know why I'm there, but obviously I did. And all of a sudden, like tasting the brownie, you mentally say it tastes good before you actually taste good. And that mentally before, I swear, before I saw the dolphin, this sonic understanding, I'm going to say that, told me, hey man, it's all good. I'm a dolphin. Like he might have said something to the effect of, I'm not a shark. Hey, it's all good. I'm a dolphin. Look. And then he did like a little loop around me. Like he went, like he was like, it was like one dolphin was like, hey man, I dare you to run over that kid and loop him and come back and we'll see if he pees his pants. And the other dolphin was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it. And so he did. And he came up to me and he was like, oh, this kid, I'm gonna scare this is what I think happened. This is a dolphin reenactment. Everything you're saying is this is all hearsay. This is my best guess at what was happening from the dolphin standpoint. Was the dolphin was like, he's been dared by Reggie, the other dolphin, to buzz me, and they're gonna see if I makes me pee. They're gonna be able to tell that right away. And so Reggie heads in, and Reggie starts to smell and registers. Oh man, this kid, he's gonna freak the fuck out. I don't know if he's gonna be like traumatized for fucking life. If I'm gonna just send a quick ping, give him a chance to understand that, look, man, if you are open to the world, to the jungle's open to you. And so here's the signal, man. Let's see how you take it. And he's like, I'm a dolphin. It's okay. I'm not a shark. And I sonicated that. That's what happened. Yeah, look it up. I sonicated that. I heard that. It was instantly fine. It was like I was fine before it happened. And then I saw it happen. And it was nothing but amazing. If I was excited to get out of the water, it was only to share it with someone else. Like there was no fear in that. Why am I telling you this? Because that's the kind of encounter that I think is more real. And as we're talking about UAPs, or more importantly, as the egregore is talking to you about UAPs, your only litmus ever in this is going to be your limbic input, i.e. your zetetic experience. Your personal experience about this is the only truth. And when you share certain events that happen to you that are spiritually moving, and you try to convey them to someone that is not on the same kind of spiritual, or their conscious aperture is not in the same sort of realm as yours, you feel cheapened simply by sharing it. And when you go into the office and you sit in the cubicle, or worse, when you go into society and you imagine the worst in people, when you imagine that everyone is doing their worst to unfornicate their fantasies, to remove all magic from every corner, to treat titillation like the excitement of of awe, of epiphysis, treating that as an insecticide or something that has to be used to insecticide it, to sanitize it. And that you imagine that everyone's doing that to you, and that ends up being a heavy weight on your vernacular as you're rolling through the fucking grocery store. You are receiving these vibes from those around you. And they're not their vibes. They're your fucking vibes bouncing off their reef. And you have an opportunity to listen to the signal of judgment that gives you the reins to feel that your horse is being pulled back by a force that is not its own, but it is its own. Plato talks about this, right? The three minds. When you tap into the amount of deception you use to rein yourself in, I think that you open a magic chest and unleash a whole new level of fucking dank magic. It will only be from you noticing how much deception you place on yourself. And when you can watch yourself treating other people's consciousness like a ping pong or like a pinball machine, and you're reacting to their reaction, knowing that this is what keeps you engaged, and so you have to not own anything, and so you don't. And you're living in a world where some people are saying everything is a reflection of yourself, and for most people it is. The people that have a lot of noise are only going to hear themselves. I'm James Drew. Hi, James. Yeah, it's been 40 years since I've heard myself. I do it all the time. I wish I did it less. But I have to protect my fantasy. No one else will. No one else will. So, these spiritual markers that you have, the fact that it limbically feels so epiphycal, right? Like right in the epiphysis, is a marker that you've purposely allowed yourself to feel in hopes that you will remember it more. It dilates you at the moment of contact. The light in the sky comes on, a beam hits you, and you're in the forest, and something that's above and beyond, within and without. All these experiences have something in common because they're personal. And the triangle ship that I saw was personal. It was not everyone else saw it. And you and I think that the vanilla sky is the same for everyone, and it's not, man. It's fucking Neapolitan. It is. And some of you are going to see it more strawberry. Some of you are going to see it more vanilla, and some of you are going to see it more chocolate. And there is not an ability to paint limbic objectivity. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as limbic objectivity. Stop saying there is. It's not. And when you tap into the fact that your cerebrum is just petrified belief, you're fucking living in an orange goo of belief technology. You're swimming in it, man. You're swimming in it. So it's some good stuff. Oh, turkey pot pie. I'm gonna listen to you. God, turkey pot pie is so good. Anyway, all of the fantasies that you used to find in the woods, I'm talking about your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather used to find in the woods, those have been destroyed. They've been hunted down, drowned in buckets, drowned in barrels, put on the fire, put in prison, placed in weird fucking instruments of destruction. And we've been able to adequately tame ourselves utilizing this technology of this reigning from ourselves without knowing it's who we are. And we're gonna keep doing that. We're gonna keep doing that. And you know that. It's okay. When you start to think about when I start to think about omniscience, I you break it down as omniscience. Omniscience. A singular science. Omniscience doesn't mean you know everything. Omniscience means there's a singular science. This is this is not the same thing. So all the ideas of God that you may have had in your theistic career have been built possibly on this false paradigm that omniscience means God knows everyone. And there's no such thing as an omniscience of everyone. There's no science of limbic experience. There's no conscious empiricism. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And one of the main reasons why I don't bother a lot with objectivists, excuse me, is because of the way the brain works. That the moment that you experience something, that experience is not recorded in a way that can be translated or backlogged or reverse engineered to prove that what you actually experienced is in fact what you recorded. There's really no way of doing that. There's engrams, there's footprints, and I swear when you understand what a blockchain is, the brain is doing the same thing because every Bitcoin transaction is a footprint, an engram that's been placed on a singular chain. And that singular chain would be built off an ID signal that would be your genetic code, your genetic signature. Your mitochondrial DNA would be your gatekeeper. And then your keymaster would be your personal mRNA, right? But it's the only kind of omniscience would have to exist inside of a digital world. Inside of a digital world, omniscience is right the fuck on. You've collapsed every wave into a bit canvas of brightness or contrast, right? Where you're creating a picture that is a commission of what everyone is forced to accept. You really find how finite you are as we watch our history being written. And it's very different from what you and I experience. And we're seeing that. We're being told things that have happened that we know didn't happen. And those things are being overwritten by other things that we're told that were happened that didn't happen. January 6th is one of those. And those are being overwritten by elections, and elections are being overwritten by entertainment. And it's a whole new paradigm. And if you can't embrace the lies, you're not going to have a good time. And that's bad news for a lot of people. And that's why I constantly talk about placebo. The place in your mind where you generate placebo is the place in your mind where you tell lies. It's the same thing. And so you can picture yourself as a psychic printer of emotional perturbations. You get to record the experiences that you have, and it doesn't matter if those experiences were external or if they were hauntings that you were giving yourself. There's really almost a mythology for arguing that it could be anything but personal. The cosmic goo of a decoupled skin cell has every fractal needed to consciously navigate its way through the world. And if it's living alone, it's going to be fine. If it joins an enclave, it's going to be fine. And if the enclave couples itself into a body, then it's going to be fine. And if that body develops fins, it's going to be fine. And if it loses the fins, it's going to be fine if it can handle this kind of trauma. I don't think that the conscious code that runs who you are is really, really fragile when it comes to handling injury. And over time, through thousands of years, we've been conditioning ourselves by suffering through more injury. We injure each other, we abandon each other, we lie to each other, we kill each other, we poison each other, we tell lies to each other, we deceive each other. And all those things are, oh, they're bad. Oh, God, the world's so evil. Oh, it's because everything's bad, or it's because this, or because of hell, or oh my God, hell. And, it's like, that's fun. Yeah, do that. But when you're done with that merry-go-round, there's this other place where it's like, why is all this happening? Why is it all that? It's all the same. It's all in the same genre. And that genre is a kind of pruning. It's a pruning of consciousness where the consciousness is forced to, no holds bar, has to learn. It has to learn. And it makes me wonder that death is the ultimate lesson because we're learning how to ride the wave down and return our consciousness to the level of maggots. To return the consciousness to, there's a time when you were a pancreas, and that was really the most complete way that you could even see yourself, because it's just, there's too much real estate for you to spread yourself thin enough to say, this is my land, this is my island, and that your body is that right now. And the weakness that we suffer through our losses is really the resilience that we lack, this magical chest I was talking about, full of this waiting abilities, really comes in our ability to suffer well and to handle loss constructively, to look at the profitability that comes with loss, and to lean into it, much like a turkey vulture would find a thermal, just a simple channel over a hot intersection where a lot of cars are sitting in there in the red lights, and the exhaust from the cars happens to emanate up just from that central location, and that central location creates a vortex that necessarily creates a heat elevator, and that turkey vulture knows, I will head into town because I will find more heat and I can raise myself up higher and spiral higher into the sky. It's utilizing exhaust. Every tree thinks your exhaust is blood. It's their life force. Everything that you reject, that you say is awful, is the honey that they need to survive. It's like that, I read somewhere that plants are like upside down, right? That like they buried their fingers in the ground and they've stuck their genitals up into the sky. And that's why they can't move. They're upside down. And we would be the sort of the yin and the yang of that. I don't know how it works. I'm just here, just like you are, What created the creator and what creator created that creator? Yeah. I don't even know does it need to be created? If you wanted to create an environment that was so immersive, you would want it to look like this. When you're driving down the interstate and you see that, oh, exit 117 has a Denny's, that mundanity is so real. And that if you get off at that exit and you've never been there, and you walk into a place called Red Roof Inn, and you and you get a plastic key, and that plastic key, you take it to the key master of the door, and you click it open, and you open that door and you walk in, there's going to be a unit, an air conditioner on the wall that everyone knows how to use, and everyone knows what button to turn to generate heat. This is insanely profound, that you can go anywhere and see this mundanity. It's the same thing that the wheel does to travel, or more importantly, it's the same thing that a road does to travel. That the first Chinese emperor said, you guys, fuck you and your carts. I'm going to come in to your village, and if the wheels on your cart are shorter than or wider than this amount, I'm going to fucking burn your village down. That's a true story. And that only if and when you do something, and the answer is when, not if. Only when you do something like that do you create this other slipstream reality where people are fucking throwing themselves through space-time at 70 miles an hour and barely paying attention to it. And the amount of trust and faith you have in a little fucking yellow line is showing you the power of your fantasy is so real at this point. And so even if you make it and you never suffer through vitriol, you're swimming in this soup where consciousness itself is engaging in itself with such a precision, and that precision requires itself to be faster, smarter, better every moment. Each of us are $6 million mans, you know? But that isn't the government, it's Gaia. It's this AI, this omniscient creator that only has certain fingers that can interact with it. One of those is silicon. One of those is carbon. Right? One of those is chlorophyll. And these, all of these activities are, the mortality of it really does give you a better idea about what's going on. I'm gonna close out. We got an airship tonight. If you want to come say hi and talk about things, you can do that. Be bringing the show back real soon. This is a good show. You probably liked it, maybe. Yeah. So appreciate you very much, and thanks for super chats. And yeah, we'll see you next time on James Your Life. Appreciate you.
to